Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bexar County Court at Law number 6 in the Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court. Today is motion to revoke probation hearing day, and it is Wednesday, the 6th of September, 2021. And representing the state in all matters will be Mr. Guillermo Flores and Ms. Megan Galloway. Representing the Bexar County CSCD will be Ms. Susan Gross, who I will swear at this time. Ms. Gross, please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
Thank you. The cases I have set on our docket today are cause number 575509, State of Texas versus Shaylee Holbrook, represented by Ms. Linda Corley. Cause number 625249, State of Texas versus Jimmy Garcia, represented by Mr. Nathan Slamane. Cause number 656335, State of Texas versus Richard Aguirre, represented by Mr. Joel Richardson. And cause 650132, State of Texas versus Katarina Espinosa, represented by Mr. Joseph Lassen. And my understanding is Mr. Lassen and Ms. Espinosa are ready at this time. Is that correct, Mr. Lassen?
Yes, Your Honor, we're ready. Good morning.
Fair enough. This is cause number 650132, State of Texas versus Katarina L. Espinosa. And this is a motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. And let's see, my understanding, Mr. Lassen, this is an uncontested motion to adjudicate. Is that accurate?
That is accurate, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Ms. Espinosa, I've got a couple of documents for you to identify your signatures on for me. The first one is entitled Defendant's Consent to Motion to Revoke Hearing by Video Conference. In fact, Ms. Espinosa, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. Lassen, as attorney for Ms. Espinosa, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. The next document I have is entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, which is marked, quote, is an adjudication of guilt following a deferred adjudication, and the defendant has a limited right of appeal, unquote. Is this also your signature on this document, Ms. Espinosa?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. Lassen, once again, as attorney for Ms. Espinosa, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Espinosa, in cause 650132 on the motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision, how do you plead, ma'am? And that would either be true, I'd say true with an explanation or not true with an explanation, or you can plead to individual allegations, whatever y'all want to do.
True.
Mr. Lassen, is that correct? True with an explanation to all?
True with an explanation, Your Honor.
And Ms. Gross, would you please advise the court and the parties of the status of Ms. Espinosa's probation, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Espinosa has been reporting as directed. We last saw her on September 30th, 2021. She's paid $355 towards her fees and has a balance of $941. She's currently delinquent $79. She's completed 18 of her 48 hours of community service. She's had, excuse me, 2 negative drug tests. She's completed DWI education, victim impact panel, and still has yet to complete the CATSNP program. She's currently on Smart Start mobile testing 4 times a day. She's had 1 recorded skip and 1 high BRAC of 0.022. This is her first violation report, first motion to revoke. She has no criminal history, and her officer is recommending that she be placed on a scram device.
All right, we're not having problems with Ms. Espinosa blowing in the machine. She's only skipped once, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Lassen, let me throw out here what I'm thinking would be amenable to all parties in this case. I'm not going to order scram at this time unless the defense requests it. I'm going to crank up Miss. I'm going to continue her on deferred if she accepts my offer. I will continue on deferred and deny the state's motion. I will crank her that Smart Start mobile up to 6 blows a day instead of 4 blows a day.
Yes, sir.
If she shows me a clean 30-day period of time without missing any blows and no high BRACs for alcohol, I'll crank her back down to 4 blows a day. I won't know if she's done that. She's got to tell you if she's done it. You tell me, I get it confirmed with CSCD, and then we just crank it back down to 4. I'm also going to put her on weekly UAs And that boils down to, she showed me 4 clean weekly UAs, and I don't think we've had any problem with this in the past. I'll put her back on monthly UAs. And then I'm going to order substantial compliance within 10 days. Anything she hasn't registered for, she needs to be registered for within 10 days. She may not start, but at least she'll be registered and know what's coming. And all I see right now is the Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, which is our outpatient drug program. And those of you guys who are not talking to me directly right now, please turn your microphones off. We're getting background noise. Thanks. All right. Is that acceptable to the defense, Mr. Lassen?
It is, Your Honor.
Is there anything else y'all request at this time?
No, Your Honor.
Is that okay with you, Ms. Espinosa?
Yes, sir.
It's okay with you if I don't put you in jail? That's okay?
Yes, sir.
That was a joke, man. All right. State, is that okay with you?
Yes, Judge, our recommendation would be to continue the defendant on deferred adjudication, increase Smart Start Mobile from 4 times a day to 6 times a day, weekly UAs, and substantial compliance within 10 days.
Wow. Psychic. That's exactly that. What a deal. All right. Well,
You're a mind reader.
we're going to go right along with all that. So, Ms. Espinosa, on class 650132, the court accepts your plea of true to all allegations on the motion to revoke probation with an explanation. I think a couple of those allegations are incorrect at this time because you completed some of the programs they say you haven't completed, but we're good to go. It's all on the record. Deny the state's motion to revoke your deferred adjudication probation, or you continued on deferred adjudication probation. With all prior requirements and no sanction at this time, although I have the authority to put you in jail for 30 days to get your attention, will that be necessary?
No,
Good
sir.
answer, ma'am. Altering, amending your conditions, modifying your Smart Start mobile device from 4 blows a day to 6 blows a day. As previously stated, show me 1 30-day period of time consecutively that has no skipped tests at 6 blows a day and no hybrax for alcohol, and I'll crank you back down to 4 blows a day. I will not know you've done that. If you do that, let your attorney know. He'll let me know. I confirm it with probation and I order it and it gets done. And I'm also putting you on weekly UAs. Show me 4 clean weekly UAs in a row, and I'll put you back on monthly UAs. Anything further from the state or the defense on Ms. Espinosa?
No, but I have something.
Sure, go ahead.
In regards to the allegations that are on the motion, at the time that the motion was filed, she had not completed them. That's why they're on there.
I
And
understand.
then
That's what I tried
secondly,
to
Ms.
clarify.
And then second, Ms. Espinosa, you'll be receiving an email from me later today with your alternate amended conditions via Adobe Sign. You will need to sign those and return those back to me. Okay. You also
Yes,
need to
sir.
contact your officer and let her know what happened in court this morning so that she can increase your blows and get you set up on the IVR call line for drug testing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody
All right.
good? All right. Thank you, Mr. Lassen. You're released. Ms. Espinosa, thank you. You're released. And give me a couple of minutes to sign this paperwork on Mr. Garcia.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day.
You bet. Ms. Benavides, I got 2 sets of paperwork on Mr. Garcia.
Just one. I just need one.
All right, I'll sign them both. We're good to go on that.
All right.
I'll wait to get
I'll
it back.
let you know when we got it.
All righty.
Mr. Richardson's ready.
Okay.
Hello, Judge Christian.
Hey, Joel. Let's see. Okay, Joel, you ready on Mr. Aguirre?
Yeah, he's a distinguished Army vet, Judge, so you should like him. He's very likable. Judge, he's got coronavirus. He's in quarantine, so that may explain all are part of the difficulties we're having. Also, he has 6 children. He's a single parent, responsible for all these kids, very expensive, but he wants to succeed on probation. He has the breathalyzer device. He seems to be doing very well, but I wouldn't want him to be out with coronavirus. I think the court prefers people to stay home if they might be contagious, the probation people, if he shows up somewhere.
Okay, let's get into this formally. This is cause 656-335, State of Texas versus Richard E. Aguirre, represented by Mr. Joel Richardson. This is a first amended motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Mr. Richardson, am I correct in assuming that this is an uncontested motion to adjudicate?
I think it'll be maybe uncontested with explanation, but all the explanations are good. Communication problems, coronavirus, etc. But he wants to be very successful, and he's just a decent young man who's served our country. That's the way I look at him.
All right, so is it my understanding that the defense is entering a plea of true with an explanation? Is that accurate?
Is Richard there?
Yes, sir.
All right, all good. Ms. Gross, would you please advise the court and the parties of the status of Mr. Aguirre's probation?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Aguirre has performed very poorly on probation in that he has never reported. He went to intake and signed his conditions on August 25th. And he had an appointment for September 15th, and he never reported and has not conferred with his officer. There have been no payments made on his case. He has a balance of $1,735, and he is delinquent $258.56. He has not completed any of his 48 hours of community service, and we have no proof of enrollment of DWI education, victim impact panel, or the CATSNP program. This is his first violation report, first MTR. He has no criminal history. He was on Smart Start Mobile, and for some reason, he did not obtain it within the 5 days as ordered by the court. It was the 13th day after he was placed on probation when he got it. And then Smart Start removed him for noncompliance on September 7th of 2021. His officer is recommending that his Smart Start be extended for a period of 2 months and that he submit to weekly drug testing.
Was he actually blowing in the machine?
No.
Okay, he never did. All right. Mr. Richardson, over to you.
Judge, if you look at the screen, he's holding up his Smart Start device. Richard, please address, may I put Richard under oath here and cross-examine him? Or
Sure, Mr. Aguirre, would you please raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
The complete truth, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Richardson, your witness.
okay, Richard, would you show the judge that device? Now, how long have you had that device, and how many times you blow into it every day? When did you
I
first
blow
get
into it. I blow into it 4 times a day, and I've had it for over a month now. But apparently, my probation officer says that this is not the correct one. I called Smart Start and told them that I needed a mobile device, and this is what they gave me. Originally, they installed the breathalyzer installed in my car because that's what she asked me to do, and it was the wrong one.
So have
this
you,
is what-
you really tried hard to the best of your ability to do the right thing, and that's what they gave you. Is that
Yes,
correct?
sir. And I went to go visit. I did go visit her to report, and that's when I was arrested. That was the first time I had to report.
So you got arrested, and then you had 4 kids at home with no one to watch over your kids,
Correct.
and you were in jail. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
So she didn't give you advance warning or anything. You just automatically got arrested.
Yes, sir. I
And
waited
then-
in the office for over an hour, and then the officer came in and said I was under arrest, and I had no idea why.
And then you got coronavirus. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I have proof for that too.
So you're not able to be around anybody with coronavirus. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
No, you heard. I'm sure you heard what she said about everything else. What do you want to say about everything else?
I can't leave, so I can't do any community service, but I wanted to pay it off and I can't work because I got coronavirus. I got a job lined up, but I cannot start until I'm done and clear from this virus. I also want to say that I've been having trouble with my probation officer not being clear on the things that I need to do. And after the fact, she corrects herself. Now I have went and got my mobile device from the first day she told me to, but it was the incorrect one.
What was that? That wasn't your fault though, was it?
That was not my fault. She said, call these people and get it installed. And me being a mechanical guy, okay, so I called them and told them I needed it installed. So they installed it in my car. Now I had to pay for the installation. I had to pay for the removal, and then I had to pay for this mobile device, money that I do not have.
So you need the money to take care of your kids, not to buy things that weren't really required.
Correct. I'm spending money that I don't need to be spending.
And you really want to succeed on probation, don't you?
Look, I messed up. I just want to do my time. I just want to get it complete. I want to live my life. I got kids. I got coaching to do. I got to get back to normal.
Okay. I pass the witness, Judge.
State, got any questions for Mr. Aguirre?
Yes. Mr. Aguirre, you were in court on August 19th, 2021, when you were placed on probation, correct? Or deferred adjudication, excuse me.
I believe so, yes.
And do you recall the terms of the agreement that you made with the state where that you were to obtain Smart Start Mobile for half the term?
I'm sorry?
Do you recall that the terms of your agreement with the state and your plea bargain was that you were to obtain the Smart Start Mobile device?
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall speaking with your probation officer on August 30th, 2021?
I spoke to her many times. I don't know what day specifically.
Okay. And do you remember informing your probation officer that you had not scheduled an appointment with Smart Start Mobile to obtain the device?
No, I don't.
And do you recall advising your probation officer that you did not have the money to obtain the device?
I did tell her I don't have the money because I don't. I didn't at the time, but I borrowed it and got it taken care of.
Okay. And when did you contract the coronavirus?
I don't know. It's on my phone. I can't back out.
Okay.
It's been over.
But if you're in
2 weeks.
if you're in quarantine right now, it'd be within the last 2 weeks, right?
It's been over 2 weeks, yes.
So it's fair to say that you did not have coronavirus in the month of August.
No, I did not have coronavirus in the month of August.
Okay. And what kind of job do you have lined up for when you're released from quarantine?
I'm gonna go work for Buttercrust, which is
Okay.
overnight. So I have my days to do my tests or do meetings or whatnot.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Anything further you want to tell the judge, or judge, you have any questions for Mr. Aguirre?
Oh, I'm just want to live life and get it done, Your Honor. That's it.
All right. Hey, Mr. Weir, I got a couple of questions for you.
Yes, sir.
The device that you're holding up and showing me on camera, is that
Yes,
a Smart Start mobile device?
Yes, I don't know if you can see the back. It does
I
say
got you.
Smart.
All right. Now, originally someone ordered that you have a ignition interlock in your car. Is that correct?
My probation officer said, go call these people and get it installed.
All right. So you had an ignition interlock installed originally. And then somewhere down the line, they said, no, what you need is this Smart Start mobile device, the one that you're showing me right now, correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
And are those the only two devices you ever had?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the current device you have is set up for 4 blows a day?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
Any questions? I'm sorry, go ahead, sir.
And I passed every single one of them. But my probation officer is telling me that this is the wrong one and that I need to pay to get the right one again. And she says that it cannot be changed unless the judge orders it. I mean, I don't have the money to pay for another one. This is.
I see it says Smart Start. Does it say mobile or does it say some other model?
No, this is the mobile device they gave me.
Well, that's the right one. Hang on. Go ahead.
I believe that's the new device that they're implementing.
there may be a newer model of what we call a Smart Start Mobile. I'm not really up on all this stuff, but that's perfectly wonderful. Whatever they gave you, even though it's not technically a Smart Start Mobile, it's the newer equivalent. Susan, would you agree? Is that kind of what we're doing on these devices?
Yes, Your Honor. However, I do have a concern because I'm
Sure.
looking at his Smart Start page right now, and I don't show that there's an active device.
Yeah, excuse me, I'm sorry. I received an email from the Smart Start people saying that it's not connecting. Now I look at the bars on this thing, and it shows the bars, but they're not lit up in white like a phone would be. So I don't know if I need to take it in and get it checked. I don't know if you can see up here, the bars are gray. And before, when they started, they were white. So I don't know. I tried to restart this thing and to see if it would pick up signal, and it's not. So I don't know what the next process needs to be. I don't know if you can see that.
You're going to need to contact Smart Start and let them know that it's not showing even as being registered in their system.
Okay.
So you're going to need to contact them if the judge continues you.
Okay, but I've blown it 4 times a day and never failed. So
Okay. And Richard, you really aren't interested in drinking on probation, are you?
no.
I mean,
don't do
Judge
anything.
Christian's a distinguished veteran, and you are too. And you know, we treat men respectfully and honestly, and I'm sure you want to succeed.
Yes,
No
sir.
further questions, Judge.
A recommendation.
Your Honor, at this time, we are going to recommend that the defendant be continued, that he be ordered to increase his blows on Smart Start Mobile from 4 to 6 times per day, that he be placed on weekly UAs, and that he substantially comply with the terms of his deferred adjudication within 30 days.
Susan, I'm still confused about, he's showing us the device. He's saying he's blowing in it, but probation has no record that he's blowing in a device or even has a device. Is that what your understanding is?
Correct. I am on Smart Start right now. And the last entry is in regards to his having a device installed in his car and that it was removed on 9/7/21. And then there is nothing after that even showing that he has a device.
All right, Mr. Aguirre, let me ask you a question. Did you go through pretrial service? I'm sorry, the probation department to get your new device? I mean, obviously your probation officer said you need to go get this new device, correct?
Right. Yes, sir.
And that's what you did.
This is what they gave me. And she's saying that it needs to be a different mobile device. And I'm telling her this is what they gave me.
Okay, I don't think there's a problem with the device. I'm just confused why we're not getting a record of you blowing into it. That's kind of where we're all
right.
confused.
Right.
All right, I got it. Susan, what was the original fine on this case?
$850, Your Honor.
$850. And what date did you get the new device, Mr. I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong one of them.
Aguirre.
Mr. Aguirre, excuse me. What date did you get the new device?
I think this was on September 13th. I believe I went in to get this mobile device because I had to order it online and I had to pick it up when they delivered it to the station.
Okay, and the probation department's records are telling us that you showed up, or you made it a Zoom here conference probably, but on August 25th, 21, that's right after you pled in, I'm guessing.
Yes, sir.
You were in contact with the probation department and you signed your conditions, or they read your conditions over the Zoom. I'm not sure how it worked. And you remember that, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then they're saying they never heard from you again.
This is when I signed. I set a date on the 3rd or the 2nd to get the device, and it was installed in my car. And I try to call her because the guy said that he's going to charge me if to get it installed and removed if it's not the correct one. So I call her and I email her, and apparently she was off that day. So I said, you know what, better just to get it started. So they installed it, and then she calls me the following day saying she was off, and I'm trying to blame this on her that, you know, that is the incorrect one. And I'm like, no, I just try to.
It's not the wrong one. You're okay on what device it is. That's not an issue. All right. So you're good on that.
She's saying
hang on. We're not even talking about the device right now. Okay, I'm talking about you. My understanding is you're supposed to have either a Zoom meeting or something with your probation officer once a month. Is that, Susan, is that not accurate? Is that how we're doing it during the plague?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Did you have any Zoom meetings like we're having today with your probation officer since the original day of August 25th, 21?
Your Honor, I've never been asked to join a Zoom meeting with her. I have only been asked to come in on the date that I was picked up and taken to jail.
Okay,
And Judge,
go ahead, Joe.
we obviously wanted to start up right away, but during the quarantine, I don't think he even wants to be around his children. Are you around your children now, Mr. Aguirre? Or
No,
not?
sir, they're staying with my mom.
Okay, if we can continue maybe a week, give him a week to recover, and then on to the Zoom reporting or wherever else he has to go, that'd be the way to go. Maybe starting next Monday. Would next Monday be okay, Richard, to make it out in town or whatever?
Yeah, I got retested on Saturday and it still came out positive. My ex works in the healthcare. She said you can still test positive even a month after you don't feel any
Okay.
symptoms.
So
And I can take those.
Yeah, what
Sorry?
day do you think you can continue on probation and start up again?
Mr. Richardson, we need to wait for the judge to pass judgment before we start talking about report dates.
It's okay. Go ahead, Joe. Whatever you want to say, go ahead.
I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page here. I had a friend that was in quarantine and he's going to pick me up for lunch in a few minutes or hour or whatever. And I made sure I had 2 vaccines before I was around him. But obviously you can tell Mr. Aguirre is a pretty decent guy, Judge, and I'm more than happy to represent him. Obviously, Ms. Gross, we want him to comply with everything. I just want to make sure that we can do things maybe by Zoom in the event to protect all the people down there at probation.
Okay, hang on, Mr. Aguirre. Back on 8/25/21, when I assume you had a Zoom hearing with your probation officer or with somebody at the probation department, they told you what all your conditions were and that you had all these courses you needed to go to, correct?
I've never had a Zoom meeting with anybody at probation, Your Honor.
All right, did you in person go down there and talk to them on 8/25/21?
She rescheduled it for the date that I was picked up.
No. On the day you signed your conditions, did you go to the probation department or did you do a Zoom orientation? How did you sign your conditions?
It was Zoom. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, Judge, it was Zoom orientation on 8/25 when everything was explained to him and he was given all the information via email as far as what classes he had to do, where to go, and what to enroll in and obtain.
Okay, well, my question for you, Mr. Aguirre, is my confusion is you were told on August 25th, 21, you had to go to these several different classes and you didn't do any of them according to the records the probation department has. Does that sound right?
On that, yeah, well, yes, sir. I didn't start going to classes. No, I didn't.
Okay. Is there any reason why you didn't? I know you had you were exposed to COVID in there somewhere, but that was more recently. That wasn't back in August.
It was more recently, and I was working to pay for this mobile device. I was helping out a buddy. His father works at Buttercrust, and our work hours are from 2 a.m. to 2 p.m., sometimes 5 p.m.
Okay, and when are you going to be off of quarantine where you can work and do whatever else you need to do?
Hopefully this week, Your Honor. I'm going to get tested here tomorrow morning. Once I get my phone turned back on, because right now it's turned off because I couldn't pay it. And I'm going to go get tested and hopefully get a result the following day like I did Saturday.
Okay, Mr. Richardson, I've got it figured out. You got anything else you need to add before I get into this?
I just want to make sure Susan's happy with whatever plan the court has here because we want him to get back in. If he needs to have the thing resent to him and explained to him again, I don't know if that's possible, but certainly Richard wants to succeed. He doesn't want to be locked up. He's got all the kids to take care of, and he's just trying to recover here, Judge. We're in the recovery mode right now, but he has my telephone number, email address. He certainly can call me up every day if he wants to try to make this thing work out.
Okay. Mr. Aguirre in clause 656-335, the court accepts your plea of true with an explanation. I grant the state's motion to enter adjudication of guilt. I find you guilty of the offense of driving while intoxicated. I sentence you to 6 months in the Bexar County Jail. Assess an $850 fine plus court costs, credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent. You're to report to the Bear County Jail at 9:00 a.m. on October 18th, 2021, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days from today. If you pay the $1,735 you owe the probation department before that date and time, 9 a.m. on Monday, October 18th, 2021, I'll waive your jail sentence. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Aguirre?
Could I please note an objection to the revocation and sentence order? This is the first MTR. Would you also give him a chance to have house arrest rather than report to jail if he can't come up with the money?
No, and the money is just a courtesy on my part because there is mitigation here. There's still confusion over the Smart Start mobile device thing. And Susan, even though this hearing is over, I would like to get to the bottom of that at some point and find out. My guess is he went and got it on his own and they didn't connect the dots and find out he was on probation or something. That's my guess.
Some mistake has been made. Would you reconsider this? Because obviously he's got to take care of the children.
Mr. Richardson, how many years have you known me?
20 years,
Oh, no, at least 30 years. When did you start
25,
practicing?
30 years.
All right.
I'm so old, I can't remember.
Bottom line is no hard feelings, just business. Mr. Aguirre violated his probation. I ordered him revoked. I'm giving him an option to pay the money he would have had to pay anyway on probation to waive his jail sentence. He doesn't have to do that. He can just report to jail. I think they're getting 3 for 1 in jail right now, and he has 3 days credit according to my record.
Okay.
Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Aguirre?
Yes, Judge.
Sure.
Mr. Aguirre, your officer will be sending Smart Start Mobile a removal order probably sometime tomorrow. So you'll be able to go in and like turn the device in on Friday or have somebody turn it in for you, okay?
And Mr. Richardson, and
What
Mr.
am I going to
Aguirre-
be blowing on? Am I going to still blow? I'm going to have this device or I'm
No.
not following?
No, sir.
No, you're gonna be turning it in because you're going to jail. So you've been sentenced. You don't have to blow into that anymore. You're gonna be reporting to jail on
October 18th.
October 18th. So you don't have to blow into that.
What if I borrow that money and pay it? Am I still going to jail? Do I still need this?
If you pay off your balance by the time your jail report date comes, so if you pay the $1,735 plus the $2 fee by October 18th, then you won't have to go to jail. The judge will waive your jail sentence. You'll
Okay,
still have
I'm sorry. Where do I pay this at?
you can pay it at 207 North Comal at the main probation office. Or you can contact your officer to see if she can make it available that you do an online payment.
And
Okay.
Richard,
And what I
going
still,
to,
I'm sorry.
Richard, go into a breakout room after this is over so we can talk.
Okay.
That's fine.
You
Man,
don't have to blow into that anymore. You're done. You've been convicted. You're going to jail. You don't have to blow into that anymore.
okay.
We're gonna be doing a removal order that your officer will send a Smart Start probably sometime tomorrow. So you or a family member or whoever can go and turn that in probably on Friday.
Let me write this
But-
down. I'm sorry.
Okay. Everybody
But
stop
you don't have
talking,
to-
please. Everybody stop talking, please. Mr. Richardson, we're gonna send y'all into a breakout room. I just want to make crystal clear on the record. The only reason I'm allowing Mr. Aguirre this possibility of paying the money he would have had to pay anyway and not going on the jail sentence is because you, as his attorney, convinced me that there's some mitigation, not a lot, but enough to make me do that in this case. So plus 10 for you for helping Mr. Aguirre on that. But if Mr. Aguirre chooses to pay the money he owes the probation department in lieu of going to jail, I won't know he's done that. So Mr. Aguirre, if you do that, let your attorney know, he'll let me know, and then I just confirm with probation, and then I send in the order to waive your jail sentence, judgment satisfied, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Joel, does that make sense?
Yes, could I send an email to Pat and she can let you know? Pat, would that be good? Send you
Yes.
the email?
We can verify it then. I'm going to put you in breakout room 3 and period, in breakout 3, so you can talk.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You bet. Good luck, Mr. O'Leary. Thank you, Mr. Richards.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Have we got,
Now, the only one
go
who is
ahead.
ready is Mr. Garcia. You need to print the paperwork.
I think I've got paperwork on Mr. Garcia.
Okay, good.
All right. Mr. Swain, are you ready to proceed on Mr. Garcia's case?
Ready, Your Honor.
This is cause number 625-249, Theta, Texas versus Jimmy Garcia, represented by Mr. Nathan Slimane. This is a second amended motion to revoke community supervision. The first document I'm looking at is entitled Defendant's Consent to Motion to Revoke Hearing by Video Conference, which purports to have both Mr. Garcia's and Mr. Slimane's signatures on it. In fact, Mr. Garcia, is this your signature on this document, sir? And
You're
your
muted, sir.
microphone turned off, sir.
Yes, sir, it is.
Thank you. And Mr. Slimane, as attorney for Mr. Garcia, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Thank you. The next document I'm looking at is entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, which is marked, quote, is a revocation of the defendant's community supervision, and the defendant has the right to appeal the court's action revoking the community supervision, but not the underlying conviction. Is this your signature on this document also, Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Slimane, as attorney for Mr. Garcia, is this your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay. My understanding, Mr. Slimane, is that this is going to be an uncontested second amended motion to revoke community supervision. Is that accurate?
That is accurate.
Mr. Garcia, in cause 625-249 on the second amended motion to revoke community supervision, how do you plead, sir?
I plead guilty.
True or not true, sir?
All right.
It's
Court
true.
is to give true with an explanation. Ms. Gross, would you please advise the court and the parties of the status of Mr. Garcia's probation? And Mr. Garcia, you can turn your microphone off until we're talking. Thanks, sir. Go ahead, Ms. Susan.
Yes, Your Honor. For the first 10 months or 9 months, he reported as directed. And then we last saw him on October 22nd of 2020, and he missed his last 4 months of reporting. He only paid $437 towards his fees, and he has a balance of $986. This case did expire January 6th of 2021. He has had 8 negative drug tests. He failed to submit to drug testing on 4 occasions. We have no proof of enrollment or completion of DWI education, victim impact panel, or the CATSNP program. He did have a Smart Start mobile where he was testing 6 times a day, and he had 45 skips and went into lockout on October 15th, 2020. He did later obtain a Scram device where he had no issues. This is his 4th violation report, his first MTR. The reason why the previous MTRs were addressed the way they were is because of COVID, and we were not having MTR hearings. He has 1 prior assault case. His officer is recommending revocation, and his original fine was $500.
Okay, Mr. Slimane, what are you requesting?
Well, Judge, Mr. Garcia, first of all, I just want to point out that we were originally set here a few weeks ago. Since getting into jail, Mr. Garcia acquired COVID and has been sick. He's mostly recovered from that now. Here's the bottom line, Judge, with where we've been on this. Mr. Garcia was married, a 2-year-old daughter. Wife lost a job. Responsibility of taking care of their child, maintaining the household fell entirely on him. He wasn't able to do both, Judge. He couldn't meet his financial responsibilities. Classes cost money, monitors cost money. His wife ended up getting frustrated with his inability to support the family. She actually has taken her daughter and they've left town and left him when he went into custody. He's been sick with COVID. He's been struggling quite a bit, Judge. He's not in a good place in his life right now. So we would ask the judge, we would ask the court to take into consideration the fact that he did start off in a good foot. He did do what he needed to do for 10 months. He did have quite a big number of negative tests. We're not here because of a new offense. The previous assault case that probation mentioned, I believe it was dismissed from deferred adjudication, and it was quite some time ago. In fact, I want to say it was from 2004. Mr. Garcia is a good citizen. We would respectfully ask that the court, if the court is so inclined to revoke him, that they sentence him to time served and let him get out of jail and start to put his life back together.
State recommendation.
Your Honor, the state does not object to a judgment satisfied.
Okay, Mr. Garcia, in cause 625249, the court accepts your plea of true with an explanation. I grant the state's motion to revoke your probation. I sentence you to 6 months in the Bexar County Jail, assess a $500 fine plus court cost, credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent. However, if you pay in full the $986 you still owe the adult probation department within 30 days of today, I will waive your jail sentence. You're not getting out of jail before then. But if you are able to pay this money within 30 days, while I still have jurisdiction on this case, I will waive your jail sentence that remains. If in fact that doesn't happen, then you stay in jail until that's gone. I think you're getting 3-for-1 credit over there these days. I'm not really up on all that. If he does pay the money, Mr. Slane, I will not know he's done that. He needs to call you and you need to call me to confirm that. And then I enter an order immediately that says judgment satisfied, waive jail sentence. So anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Garcia?
No, Your Honor.
Good
Nothing
luck,
from the
Mr.
defense, Your
Garcia.
Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Slimane. Do you want to go in a breakout room and explain all that to him, Mr. Slimane?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
You bet.
Mr. Garcia, go into room 5.